Welcome to our class. So today we have a circuit diagram, and under the circuit diagram we have two resistors, 3 ohms and 2 ohms, connected in parallel to a 6 ohm resistor, which is connected in series to the 2 and 3 ohm resistor. So these two are connected in parallel, while this one is connected in series to these two. Here we have our terminal voltage or EMF at this point. Now that's what the question says. It says the current passing through the 6 ohm resistor is 1.5 ampere. We are asked to calculate the current in the 3 ohms resistor, which is the current that passed through this point. So our voltage is our source of current. So the current flow from the voltage into this resistor, then back to this resistor. So let's indicate the flow of the current through the EMF or terminal voltage. So the current will flow in this direction. Let's indicate with arrow. It will continue flowing through these wires. All these lines are wire flowing like this. So when you get to this junction, so current will flow this way, while some will flow this way. So the current that flows will continue flowing in that direction and come back here. This will continue flowing in this direction and come back here. Both of them converge and flow in this direction continually, then back to the source. So if you look clearly, this current that flow through here and here will give us this current. It will give us an equivalent current that flow through this point. So what is the point? So let's call the current that flow through the 3 ohm resistors as I1. Let's call the current that flow through the 2 ohm resistors as I2. Then current that flow through the 3 ohm resistors as what? I3. So what is the point? I3 is simply the current that flowed here and here, because both of them gave us this value. So I will apply by saying I3 is simply I1 plus what? I2. And we are told from the question the value of the current, which is I3, which is the current at the 6 ohm resistor, which is the current at the 6 ohm resistor, the value of the current I3 is 1.5 ohms. So I'm going to have I1 plus I2 equals to 1.5 ampere. So let's call that an equation 1, because I don't know the value of I1, neither I2. But don't forget what we are asked of. Question asks us to calculate the current that flow through the 3 ohms resistor, which is our I1. So how do we do that? So we're going to apply the principle of current divided voltage, or voltage divided current, that says, if I want to calculate the current in I1, my I1 will simply be I R2 over R1 plus R2. So my I now becomes what? I3, which is the current that flow through the whole circuit. I3 now is equivalent to I. Is the total current that flow through the whole circuit is simply I3. So if I should apply the concept in this formula, my R1 is 3, while my R2 is 2. So my I1 becomes 1.5 times 2 over 3 plus of 2. So if I multiply, here will give me 3. Then if I add, here will give me 5. So what is now the value of I1? If I divide I1 by I2, that will give us 0. I'm going to have 0.6 ampere. That's not the value of I1. So let's assume we are asked to find I2 also. Let's assume we are also asked to find I2 from the question. Let's assume we are asked to find I2. So either you substitute the value of I1 now into equation 1 to find I2, or you can also apply the concept of also current divided voltage, which is I2 with simply I3 R1 over R2 plus R1. it gives the same answer. So that is answer to Roman figure 1. So the current that flows through the 3 ohms resistors is 0.6 ampere. Roman figure 2, we are asked to calculate the terminal voltage of the battery in the diagram, which is the source of our current, or the EMF. So to do so, I need to get the value of the total resistance in the circuit. The total current now, as we know, is 1.5. So these two resistors are connected in parallel. So what is now the total resistance in parallel? So I'm going to have arrow in parallel, simply arrow 1, arrow 2 over arrow 1 plus arrow 2 for two resistors. So I'm going to have 3 times of 2 over 3 plus of 2. So the resistance in parallel is simply 6 over 5. That will give us 1.2 ohms. So what is now the total resistor in the circuit? So my arrow T is simply the arrow in parallel plus our arrow 3, which is the third resistor. So my total resistance now will be 1.2 plus 6. Total resistance is now 7.2 ohms. That's the value of the total resistance. Like we said, we are asked to calculate the terminal voltage. We know from Ohm's law, V equals to I arrow. So my V will give me 1.5, which is total current, times 7.2. What would that give to us? So if you multiply 1.5 by 7.2, your V will give me 10.8 volts. So that is the answer to this simple circuit diagram. As always, subscribe, comment, and share our video. See you in our next class. Thank you.